Hello, my name is Diane L. Jackson, affectionately known as Miss Diane to some. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to tell you about a vision that God gave me a long time ago, and it's affecting men. We're talking about men and why they get overlooked a lot of times for promotions. One day, God gave me this vision, and he gave me it's time to release it now. So this is what God showed me. There was a man standing in front of a beautiful skyscraper type building. The sun rays were bouncing off of it. It had something like of a copper look to it, and it was just gorgeous. And there was this one man standing in front, and thousands of men, just hundreds of men, just going past him, entering into this building. And the building had a revolving door. And men would go in looking one way. Some of them had on blue jeans and they were raggedy. Some men were just dressed casual. But when the men came out, they were dressed in designer suits, and they all had big designer gift bags and designer clothing hanging behind their backs on hangers, and they would just looked better. Their hair was done, their nails were done, they were looking so well. But this one particular man, he could never push through. He even would try to maneuver to get through the revolving door, but it never let him through. And I asked God, why is it that this one man can't get through? All the other men seem to be able to get through. And God spoke so clearly. He said, I don't like the way he treats my daughter. A lot of times men blame God for the reason they can't get a breakthrough, why they're overlooked for promotions. But you must remember that when a man's ways please God, that is when God promotes him. When God elevates him. That's when he discovers the favor that he has. And when in the natural, when a man sees, a father sees a man disrespect his daughter. He sees his daughter's countenance isn't the same as it was before she met him. He knows my daughter's not happy with this man. And the father resents him. How much more do you think God will? Where do you think that men get that instinct from to resent the man that mistreats his daughter? Men naturally, instinctively protect those that he loves. And so you wonder why you're overlooked at promotions. You wonder why you don't get that bid. You wonder why things just don't go well for you. You need to reevaluate the way you treat women. Because all women, saved or unsaved, the Bible says in the book of Ezekiel, all souls belong to God. That's God's daughter. Whether she receives him or not, she still belongs to him. That's a soul that belongs to him. And God reigns on the just and the unjust. Sometimes you know better, but you just have to learn to do better. You have to treat everyone with respect. Everyone, honor the position that they hold. And if she belongs to God, you better rethink for your own sake how you treat women. This isn't an easy lesson for some, because some men have this better than thou, holier than thou type mentality, all dating back to when Eve influenced Adam to eat the fruit, the forbidden fruit. But all sin, all fall short of God's glory. And God is not a respecter of persons. And just like men follow Jesus, women do too. As a matter of fact, the church is filled with more women than it is men. So you have to honor people. Regardless of how you've been raised to think, you have to ask God before you start disrespecting somebody. You better ask God, what's the consequences? Because God is the type of God that wants his daughter to be well taken care of. And he will promote you just for the sake of the woman that's on your arm. I hope this gave you something to think about. I pray that the blessings of the Lord that make rich and adds no sorrow be added to your life in a greater way. And I pray that God delivers you if you are at fault. God bless.